4 years ago, approximately, our then 6 year, 5.5 year old was diagnosed, seemingly healthy, completely healthy child was diagnosed with leukemia. And of course, the world completely changed for us. And it was an extremely, like, like a dark tunnel where we didn't know what was going on. We didn't even know what to ask, how to ask for help. And uh, and we like kind of took it one day at a time, and we were like scrambling to find information. And I won't belabor all the points. I mean, some of the points have already been made by Dr. Trivedi beautifully, like what we need. But what we really saw is a complete lack of support system when you go through, especially when your child, I mean, there are different challenges when you go through it versus your child goes through it. So when your child goes through something as adverse as that, like it is very, very hard for, first of all, as Dr. Trivedi mentioned, it's hard for our families to even grapple with that situation. And we've seen that people uh, people grapple it in different ways. We went kind of numb, the parents, my wife and I, we went numb, and we just said, okay, we'll just take it one day at a time and do whatever it takes to help our child. Our parents had reacted in a different way. My in-laws, who were already in the US visiting us, they reacted in a totally different way. But and of course they were of great help. But what I meant to say is that we didn't know exactly what to even expect, and especially with cancer. Cancer is a taboo word in India, right? And especially leukemia. So, like, it was very hard to get basic help on and information. We were being told to sign up for clinical trials, which we didn't understand. And but over the next 2 3 months, I mean, and it's a long treatment. It's a 2.5 years therapy, and then you have to keep doing follow-ups and ensure that it never comes back. And not ensure, like, just you have to pray that it never comes back. You cannot do anything beyond that. And we were very lucky that so the first 2 3 months was intense, but we figured out how to navigate the system, what questions to ask, how to ask for help. But it took us time. And honestly, if we had that kind of information, we would have done a few things differently, like second opinions and just for the therapy. But in general, I just wanted to talk about, like, the in case any of you are having any kind of adversarial health issues in your family, especially with your kids, I think there are a couple of buckets of support that you could go into. One is, number one, since we have to maintain a job to get and ensure our health insurance is in order, do talk to your workplace support, because most people don't even know how to react to this. They don't even know uh, what kind of programs your workplace may have. And that's something that we learned. I learned very late that we had even in my then employer, we had a second opinion service. So please go and talk to your HR. Don't feel shy. I know a lot of parents feel shy about it. So there's workplace support. Then there is obviously, you know just the support around the therapy. I mean, each adversity is different. For leukemia, there are also different types. So, I mean, medicine is so hyper specialized that my recommendation is that please find a support group within that hyper specialized condition, because otherwise you may not get the right answer. So that's like, for second opinions, or even people just to know what questions to ask. Then the third bucket is like quality of life support. That could mean asking for friends, um, uh, asking your friends to help, asking support groups to help you come and spend time with your kid or your adult, whoever, family member. Sometimes, because, I mean, as the pandemic has taught us, sometimes, and as Dr. Trivedi rightfully pointed out, with the 30 people party that was happening, it's very important to have that kind of support, social support. And for example, when my child was going through chemotherapy, we found a lot of Bay Area amazing, uh, you know, nonprofits who would, one of the nonprofits organization, especially like Kids and Art, their only goal was to help kids going through cancer heal themselves with art. So there are all these support groups. You just have to know where to ask and how to get involved. And that was a single thing my child used to look forward to once a month. So that's pretty much like, so there were the three buckets, and the other one, caregivers, your own support. Because, in the airlines industry, they say first put on your face mask before you put it on your child. So it's very important to, it is very important to recognize that this is typically, these adverse conditions are long-term caregiving, and there's going to be caregiver fatigue. We thought this was just some term that's been cooked up over here, but it's real. It takes you. My health took a toll after the 2.5 years of therapy, and for people who have continuous caregiving to do, I don't even know how to even understand what kind of support they may need. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to